Hi guys, I'm Johan. This is Jacques from Support Your Local Business, and we're the founders of Support Your Local Business. Our goal with Support Your Local Business is to help local businesses grow and be successful. So not only to survive, but to thrive. So if you like what you see, like, subscribe, and ring the bell. And we'll continue to generate content for you guys and help you guys. And obviously, our goal with Support Your Local Business, as we said, is to grow your businesses, but also to grow Support Your Local Business. And we decided to start from scratch, and it's going to be warts and all, to show you we're going through the same business or pains that you do, and the same challenges and everything else that comes with it. So, Jock, there you go, mate. Do you have anything to say to the audience out there?
No, it's fantastic. Yeah, I like the fact that you mentioned we're doing everything. If you haven't seen any of the previous videos, go and have a look at the playlists. It's everything from where we started. It's going to be a process. At some point, we're going to have a content map, and we'll be able to show you visually where we are in the process. But for now, yeah, just like and press the bell if you'd like to see more of this, or if you don't want to miss our next episode.
Yeah. Okay, so let's kick off with today's content. So what we decided is to look at content and frequency with regards to, when you should produce and what you should look at. So without further ado, why? I think one of the big questions is why you should actually look at content out there. And there's 5 things that is very important. One of them is obviously your brand recognition and your brand enforcement all the time. You want to promote yourself as that expert. Every single person and business entrepreneur and business person out there has got certain skills and knowledge that other people out there doesn't have. And you can build on that to make yourself and package yourself as that specific industry expert. So that is how important it is for you to share your knowledge, because the more you do that, the more credibility is attached to your face, obviously, and the business associated with yourself.
I just want to add in there, a lot of entrepreneurs have imposter syndrome. It's because we do the things that we do on a daily basis. You kind of don't want to start sharing unless you hit some kind of made up milestone, like until I get $100,000 or until I'm a millionaire, I can't really tell people what to do. And the biggest thing that you need to realize is, in the environment that we're living in today, in the world that we're living in, with social media, anyone can produce. And the only thing that you need to do is you need to be one step ahead of the people that you are trying to inform. That's the whole thing. It doesn't help if you want to start being a motivational speaker and you listen to Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins' advice is going to be fantastic for someone who wants to get to Tony Robbins' level. But if you're just starting out, he's going to tell you what he does is spend $50,000 on a 3-week campaign to get everyone to go to an island in Hawaii. And if you're just starting out, you're not there. So you're looking for someone who's just one step ahead of you, someone that understands how to do the books, or someone that understands how to build a brand or how to put a logo together. You're going to be learning from different people. And yeah, if you want to be that person that other people that wants to help other people get to where you are, it also drives you to keep growing. But don't wait until you're there it deprives everyone of actually following you in the journey. And that's kind of what we're doing here as well. We're showing you the whole journey. So regardless of where you are, you can just fall in and join us. Sorry.
No, Jock, I think that is extremely good advice. Is, get moving as soon as possible instead of waiting for a perfect time. And that's why we are doing this video series, is exactly that, is to actually get off the ground. And instead of, sitting there, paralysis by analysis, get off the ground and start doing stuff. Okay, so the third point here is to build that following. You are not going to build a following if you don't do anything. So you need to do some stuff to draw people's attention to you and like-minded people. Bear in mind, you along the way, you have to build that know, like, and trust factor, and that's how you build followers. Is people will follow you. People follow people who know where they want to go. So if you say, listen, our direction, this is our premise of what we want to do. We casted our vision where we want to go with support your local business. And as Jacques rightly pointed out, we're going to show you that map of ticking the boxes, the pigeonholes of putting this whole thing together. And eventually we're going to refer to that in every video. So you're going to get that roadmap and say, when we discuss a specific subject, that subject has a place and a home somewhere, and it fits in there. So just a little bit of background there. But okay, so the idea with content is, distinguish yourself from the rest of the people out there. Thirdly, or fourthly, when you've put information out there, it's an ideal way of engaging people and getting feedback back from people. That's what you really want. We want you to ask questions. We want you. Jacques and myself knows a lot. We've been doing this quite a long time. But I'm not selling myself as the expert. Jacques is not selling himself as an expert. The whole idea behind this is I'm going to interview people. We're going to have Jacques and myself are going to interview people, experts in their specific subject. Let's say, for instance, we're going to talk to a lawyer. That lawyer is the expert. I might know myself, and I've done, commercial law 1 and 2, but that doesn't make me the expert. I'm not a lawyer, but the lawyer we're going to invite that guy, and that person will go and talk to you guys and give you the best advice. So, like Jacques says, you don't have to be the expert. Have access to those experts and then bring those experts in. And a little bit later, I'm going to start showing you how we share content. So we make use of other people's content. It's not all our content, but we give full credit to those guys as well. Because once again, those links is backlinks back to their website, which means they get credit and we get credit as well. And eventually we start sharing information, and followers and people start liking both sides. That's where we want to go. Okay, and then lastly, all this effort needs to go somewhere, and it's about lead generation. For you as a business, you want to sell something. You want to sell either your services or your products. What we want to do, and we'll come that later, but what we want to do is we want to build that know, like, and trust factor with you guys, and then actually build that audience, that following, because we want to literally ignite South Africa to buy local. That's where we want to go. Okay, so cement your position as the go-to destination for your customers. Like I said, you've got the special ingredient. You've got knowledge that nobody else, now let me use a simple example. Let's say we're talking about a dry cleaner. That dry cleaner can probably give you 50 pieces of advice on how to clean stuff, what type of detergent should be used on what, that the rest of the people, doesn't know about. And that's that special ingredient or that special sauce that we're referring to. Okay, so let's move along swiftly. So the benefits of social media content. Now, I don't want to read this. We're just going to glance over this. Jacques going to probably, talk about 1 or 2 things. I'm going to talk about 1 or 2 things. But the important thing here is, and I want to show you this, is this information we got. We got it from tourismtribe.com. Now, do you see what we did here? We said there, content credit. Guys, you don't steal content. When you actually make use of other people's content, and this is being diluted, and we didn't even use their headings. You can go and have a look at these guys' content, and it's beautiful. That specific article, that link that we gave there, the beauty with that article is so applicable to what you do. So please go and have a look at the article. We're not going to go into too much detail here, but do you see what we did? We put in here the link. You can actually go and look at the link, but we didn't say this is our work. We give full credit to the people who generated that specific content. That link there is now living on our content, and people clicking on that link creates the backlink now to the other people's content. You see how we help each other? We give full credit once again. So Jacques, are there any one of these things that you're going to quickly talk about?
No, I see we are running a little bit out of time. So yeah, I'm just going to say that the biggest thing about social media content, people pretend like digital marketing is a whole new thing. It's exactly the same as it's always been. You find your tribe, you find how to add value to them, and you start conversations in order to get customers. And that's essentially what you want to do when you're sharing stuff. So hopefully you love what you do and you're passionate about it and you want to talk about it. The only thing you need to do with the content that you're sharing is look at the stuff that you're learning and then share that with other people who you think will benefit from it. And then have a conversation about what you took out of it or what the biggest things were that you found interesting. And then other people will start engaging with you. And it's psychological. Even if you tell someone that this is a great article, in their mind, they're still crediting you for giving them that information, even if it's not you that actually came up with it. It's just you that gave it to them. So yeah, this is really important.
I just want to highlight one thing here, and I mentioned it in the previous slide. It's about building that know, like, and trust factor. And people must trust your brand and you as a business and you as the entrepreneur that runs the business before they're going to start buying from you. If there's no trust, there will not be any sales. Okay, so content ideas. Now, there are quite a few that we mentioned here, and a lot of these are very easy to quickly put together. You know, I mean, let's just quickly go through product tutorials. Like we said, you know, you can, in your business, if you sell services or products, does not matter. There is so much content and information you can actually share with people out there. Do that. Do a how-to video. You know, to show people the basic stuff, you know, and you'll be surprised. Most people don't even know the basic stuff. So there's easy way of creating, and I mean, Jacques and myself love to do this, and this is what we're doing right now, is create a video series or create a how-to series. So you don't have to do a 2-hour video, do 10 5-minute videos. But that every single one of those things, a person will look at number 5 and then go back and watch number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, you know, or will then go and follow you for number 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The nice thing about it is it's very short. People's attention spans aren't that great. So keep it short and share that kind of information with people, your knowledge, your secret sauce. You don't have to sell everything every time you connect with people. It's as a matter of fact, it's a big no-no because you put people off instead of actually building a tribe. Because think about it, every time I contact you and I give you valuable information, I build the know, like, and trust factor. I've sold nothing to you. I've just added value in your life. That's where you want to be.
Yeah, the biggest takeaway is... Sorry, go.
Yeah.
The biggest takeaway is think of social media as a party, and that's the best way to think about it. Think about it as a braai or a barbecue, depending on where you are in the world. If you had a friend that every time he rocks up to any party, he goes, "Oh, I have such an amazing product. I'll give you 20% off if you buy it now." How many times are you going to invite that guy to your next? How many? He's going to come to one party. You might, I don't know, you might like the car that he comes in and you might invite him the second time. But if he's walking around hounding your guests going, "Yeah, did you know that I'm selling this for 20% off, or you can get $5 off here or $2 off here?" That conversation is going to be very one-dimensional. So with social, think of it like a party. Like you want to start a conversation the same way that you start a conversation at a party. And you want to guide that conversation so that it leads to a sale, but you don't want to start the selling every single time you open your mouth. You want to build a relationship first. That's it. Right.
That's so true, Jock. So, and once again, I just want to highlight that. Do you see there? The previous one, we showed you the website link, the URL. This one, I embedded it into the name. I said created content is Forbes. And then you click on that link and it's so that's another way of actually sharing content and say, so people can see there, click on the link and it will actually take you to that article. Do's and don'ts. No, we slowly, or no, we fastly running out of time. So I'm not going to go into too much detail here, Jacques. I'm pretty sure you don't want to go into too much detail either. But guys, there's some beautiful stuff done by SpinDogs and Benchmark One that gives you very, very good insight on what you should look at when you do create content and what you shouldn't do. Follow these things. There's a good reason why there's quite a few of them listed here and in the next page. Remember what we said, Jock, here's your 4-to-1 ratio that we spoke about. So for every single time you connect with people, every 4 times you connect with them and talk to them about your products, how it's done, introducing new products, give them specifications, talk about your products, how to use them optimally, etc., etc. Every 4 times you do that, the 5th one, you might actually put a deal in front of them. So you don't oversaturate them. One of our I keep on using this example. I love outdoors. I love hiking, etc., etc. I'm not going to mention names, but one of our outdoor suppliers in South Africa, those guys, I'm on their mailing list, and every single time, every day, I get an email from them trying to sell something to me. They've got 150 products in their shop. They can give me so much advice on how to, when, what to use, etc., etc. But instead of doing that, they want to try and sell every time they connect with me. They want to try and sell something. Now, how long are you going to keep on subscribing to those guys when they try to actually sell you something every single time they see you? You're going to get very unhappy about it, and you're actually going to get off their mailing list. Instead of actually nurturing people, giving them information, be that helpful uncle or that helpful person that guides people through. And guess what? You build that relationship. And once you've built that relationship, who do you think they're going to turn to when they want to buy something? They're going to come to you because you know what you're doing. And you've built that know, like, and trust factor with them.
There we go. The one thing I do want to mention is think of it in two different lines. So we're talking about in vertically. Don't think about it 4-to-1 ratio. So with 4 people, you'll have a value conversation, and then 5th one, you're gonna have a selling comment. It's not vertical. It's how deep you go. So when you go deep, you also want to have that conversation to build value. We're not going to get into the specifics of building up an emotional bank account and all of the psychographic stuff. But you want to, the reason for that is when you're sharing content, you want people to open it up with excitement. If you get another, I don't know, a Pick and Pay brochure, if you know that every time from a certain email, you're going to get a brochure that tells you this is on special, that's on special, you're only going to open it when you have money or when you want to see what you can buy. If something is really adding value to your life, like, I don't know, the difference between waterproof and water resistant. I don't know. If you like outdoors, that's something you might be interested in. So if you have content like that, and even at the bottom of that, you can still say, like, these products are waterproof, these products are water resistant. It's a much more organic way of having a conversation that leads to a sale, as opposed to saying, these products are all waterproof. This is what you need to buy from them. Just think about it as a relationship that you're building that leads to a sale, as opposed to a sale that leads to a relationship.
Perfect. Jog, I just want to finish on this and say, guys, content-wise, stay true to your brand, inform, educate, entertain, and provide your input and expertise. Don't be the expert. Provide your input and expertise and get feedback from guys. Actually motivate people, your followers, your tribe, to actually give you feedback, because that's going to give you a lot of direction on where you want to actually pitch and going forward with your content.
So I just
Okay,
want to add
frequency
one
of
thing
content.
on that. Like, we've already gone over our time. It's fine. That was the little beeping that you heard. The guy that we follow, Gary Vaynerchuk, he's a legend when it comes to building brands and all the rest of it. He talks about documenting instead of producing. So document your process as opposed to getting something and producing it so that it's a perfect piece of content that you can put out. You need to document, and it's past the stage where you need to fake it until you make it. The reason why you needed to fake it until you make it is because there was gatekeepers. You couldn't get on radio, you couldn't get on TV unless you looked like a big deal. And that's why you needed to fake it, so that those gatekeepers would open the gates for you and you can reach 1,000 people or 100,000 people. These days you have social media, you can pick up your phone, you can record yourself, and you can reach billions of people with social platforms. So there's no reason to fake it until you make it. Be authentic, be yourself, what you're passionate about. This is my business, this is what I do. Don't try to be, I don't know, the Beyonce or you're not. Just be yourself and be as raw as possible, because what sells, and I know it's kind of a paradox, but what sells is being authentic, being yourself. That has much more draw power and much more watchability than a perfect piece of content that you took 3 months to put together. That it sounds scripted, it's perfect, there's beautiful, I don't know, text flying across, you have special effects of birds and doves and explosions. That's not what you're looking for. With social media, it's being real, it's telling a story, it's showing your progress. That's what it's all about when you start sharing content and when you start creating that from your side. Awesome.
Jog, I love it. I think the only thing that I want to add to that is, and I hope this comes through our discussion, is also be enthusiastic about what you do. You know, people love enthusiasm. People pick it up. People pick up your energy. If you're going to be dead duck, guess what? You're not going to draw people's attention. But if you like what you do and you're quite passionate about what you do, now I sincerely hope you guys can see that we are, that, you know, that sells because people pick it up. Remember what I said earlier? People follow people who know where they want to go, and be that person that people want to follow because you are enthusiastic, you know where you want to go. Okay, last thing, frequency of content.
Stories of, so what you want to do with this product is you.
We've seen quite a few of those, and it's very painful. And guess what? You lose your audience within the first 20 seconds. It's gone.
Yeah.
And that guy will never, ever return back to you. I can guarantee you they're going to say, you know what? That's funeral time. We don't like funeral time. We want to go away from that. Okay, so frequency of content. Once again, guys, you know, consistency is king here. So if you decide on one post a week, then do it one post a week, but try and do it on the same day every day, on the same time every week. You know, if you want to do it twice a week, do that by all means, but be consistent, because consistency outweighs everything else, because people then anticipate and say, you know what, Thursdays, support your local business videos come out. Last week was a complete disaster with our power failures and our load shedding, etc., etc. That's why this one is literally nearly a week late. But guys, we got it out, and we're going to continue doing this. Maybe we're going to, that last week in the year, we're probably going to take a little bit off, but next week we're definitely going to produce one. This week we're probably going to produce another one by Thursday or somewhere there. So the reality is we're trying to do it on a weekly basis every week. And that's what's important. We try to do it every Thursday to get that video out there. And that's what's important. Keep it consistent, because consistency outweighs content and everything else that goes with it.
100%.
Jacques, anything you want to put on there?
No, that's what consistency helps with, and I think that's one of the things that we're also experiencing doing this. Is it's one part what your audience sees, but it's the other part that you don't see. And I know Seth Godin, I don't know if you know him, but Seth Godin is a marketing guru genius. He's written tons of books, and yeah, he's kind of seen as the father of modern marketing. He writes a blog post every single day, and if he can do it with his schedule, the reason behind it is he says that every day he needs to learn something because he needs to write a blog the next day about that thing. So having that consistent drive to produce content forces you. It's not only about your audience, but it's the person that you become following that journey, because you need to, if you're creating content, you need to learn something to generate the content, to create the content, or else it's just going to be an hour-long video or a very long page of just, I don't know anything. I'm starting to write and there's nothing here. So even if you're just thinking about your industry, thinking about your product, thinking about the service that you're going to be giving your customers, how customers can use your product, the time that you take to think about that is time that your competitors aren't. They're thinking about everything else. They're thinking about chopping the tree, while this kind of forces you to think about sharpening your instruments. And is this even the real tree to be cutting, the best tree to be cutting? So yeah, just wanted to add that.
Okay, guys, I just highlighted that. That to me, I think is the crux of the matter with regards to frequency. It gives you once again that opportunity to reconnect with your tribe. And the tribe, remember, tribe, what we use in this context, is not your customers. It's potential clients as well, and the public out there that by pure chance see your information, like it, and start looking at it, on a consistent basis, and eventually might become a client. But it's not, 100% to say they're going to be your client. But it's building that tribe that's important. It's that following and getting your name out there and your brand. Once again, be very, very enthusiastic about your stuff. It's your business. It's your little baby. It's your product. It's special. So treat it that way, and actually be enthusiastic about that. But I think, Jacques, honestly, that's pretty much that.
If you're not enthusiastic about it, find something else to be enthusiastic about and start generating content on that. Life's too short to be, I don't know, selling books if you really hate books. Like, find something you're passionate about and build your life and your business around that. One of the biggest things with social media is that you can build a business around your dog. So anyone that says, no, I'm in a dead-end job, I'm doing this because I need to pay the bills. Yeah, it's true to a certain extent, but if that guy still, if he is, one of the best quotes I heard was, if you work for someone else for 8 hours or for 9, how long do people work these days? If you're an entrepreneur, you kind of work 24.
8 to 9 hours. If you're an entrepreneur, my experiences, you work half days, 12 hours, 7 days a week. It's typically what we do, because that's what we do as entrepreneurs. So, and we actually like it, so suckers for money.
Well, if you're in a position where you need to pay the bills, then if you work for 8 or 9 hours for someone else and you don't have the drive to work for yourself for 2 hours, then yeah, that's not your thing. You should find something else that you're passionate about.
Well, I think, what was the guy? I think it's the Rock that said it. You're not tired, you're not inspired. And I think that's That's the reality. Is, you know, you work 8-9 hours for other people, but you're not willing to put 1 or 2 hours in for your own time, you know, or for yourself. So you're not tired, you're uninspired. And that might be, you know, the reality in your life. But anyway, let's just quickly have a look at where we are in our content ladder for this, for lack of a better word. Next, we're going to do a context grid. That's where we're going to show you exactly where the pigeonholes are. But right now, today's video is this one here. It says intro to social media content. And why we did this is next week, maybe this week or next week, we're going to show you how our Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube channels looks, and the content we want to put on there, you know, the information in there. So the copy that we want to put in there, and what we're going to tell and share with people, etc., etc. And then also we're going to talk about, like I said, the content there. So we show you the setup, the images, the pictures, and the nice little pretty thingies. And then we're also going to give you the, you know, a list of things that you can look at and put in your website, not your website, your social media pages. And that's what that's pretty much the end of today. So once again, you know, we're going to keep on saying this till you do it. But, you know, if you like what you see, you know, like us, subscribe, and hit the bell, you know. So, and then we're going to continue giving you information, help you guys. And, you know, we're very excited because now we're going to start showing you the nitty-gritty stuff, our stuff, not just, you know, discussing theory in general, but showing you what we've done and how we've done it, and all the other lack of stuff that goes with it.
Where the rubber meets the road.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. Okay, my friend, have a fantastic evening. And you guys out there, stay true to yourself, be enthusiastic, and never, ever give up.
Awesome. Fantastic. What a way to say goodbye. Awesome, guys. See you soon.
Keep well, John. Be good, man.
Cheers.